In the last week of November of 2021, I departed Finland for Portugal to undertake the Via Algarviana camino, a 300-kilometre walking trek across the Algarve region in southern Portugal. However, my journey was halted in Silves after 6 days and about 190 kilometres when Portugal abruptly reintroduced strict plandemic restrictions. I just had to come back sometime later to complete this adventure, and now was the time. Once again, I departed from Helsinki, but this time not in a crazy snowstorm. Instead, Finland was having an awesomely warm summer that momentarily had me wondering why I was headed to somewhere even hotter. But it was now high time to put this baby to bed. If heading west, the Via Algarviana begins in the town of Alcoutim, right on the border with Spain by the Rio Guadiana. From there, the destination is the majestic Cabo de São Vicente on the Atlantic coast. I now had to return to the city of Silves to continue at the same point I'd stopped the first time. To get to Silves, I had to go via Lagos, where I'd catch the early morning comboio, with the trip only taking some 50 minutes. And that ended up being the easy part. To first reach Lagos, I had to catch an overnight bus from Lisbon. To add to the expected sleep deprivation that would bring, I also had to do some serious running at the airport and in the metro system to make this bus, as my onward flight from Madrid had been delayed. Ultimately, I arrived at the Sete Rios bus terminal with just 20 minutes to spare. At this point, I was already feeling quite exhausted and a bit crappy, but I'd have felt way worse if I'd missed the bus, as I already had all my accommodation to cover the final 3 days of the trek booked in advance. In other words, all that would have been completely screwed up if I'd have been even 12 hours late to restart my walk. I vowed to definitely leave more buffer room next time. After arriving in Lagos, which was about an hour before sunrise, I had some time to finally relax a bit and to start looking forward to reuniting with the Via Algarviana in Silves. Very soon I'd, once again, be out alone on the trail, which, to be completely honest, is when I'm at my happiest.
It's about 5:10 in the morning. I just got off the bus from Lisbon. I'm here in Lagos. I'm just going to the train station about 6:10, and I'll be taking the train to Silves. So it's been a long travelling day. I left was it in the afternoon in Helsinki, had a couple of flights, had a delay in Madrid and everything, so yeah, I'm pretty tired, and I've still got like a 36k walk ahead of me to Monchique, but such is the life. Alright, check you later.
After arriving at Silves railway station, I still had a 2-kilometre hike to reach the city centre, but since the stage to Monchique would only be 32 kilometres, I wasn't too bothered with this small extra distance, even though I was now already feeling quite fatigued. At this point, I'd essentially been without any meaningful sleep for over 24 hours. As Silves came into view, that was all forgotten. I felt instantly re-energised as I began to mentally and physically reconnect with the features of this familiar environment. And, very shortly, I was to be fully reunited with the Via Algarviana Camino trail, and I couldn't wait.
Alrighty, well, I've arrived in Silves, and I'm just over the Roman bridge crossing the Algarve River. And so I still got a little bit of a walk to get to the cathedral, which is up there towards the castle up there. That's the place where I stopped last time on this walk, so I've got to go there. But first I need to get something to eat. I haven't eaten for like 24 hours. Like, I think I've had a beer or two, but I just haven't eaten anything, so I'm super hungry. Just with all the traffic, the travel hassles that I had. But anyway, so here we are in Silves, so now I can start the end of the Via Algarviana. So I've got 123 kilometers to go, but today I've only got 32 kilometers to Monchique, and the last 2 days will be about 45-46 km each. So, all right, so let's get to the cathedral, but via a cafe. Ciao. Alrighty, so I've just had a coffee and a beer. Breakfast of champions, obviously, and Little opened just perfectly at 8 o'clock, and I'm just working my way up now to the point where I need to start, just walking through the castle walls. I might go this way. Yeah, so basically Silves has a nice castle, which I featured at the end of my last video on the Via Algarviana. So I'm just walking up towards that bit, and there's some castle walls around as well, and some lovely narrow streets. So, what did I get for food? I got some fish and seafood pastries. I got a rustico baguette, a big bottle of water, obviously I'm going to need that, and a Steamboat special IPA, which I'm going to enjoy. I'll go this way. Which I'm going to enjoy when I get to the top of Picotto, which is, I think, the highest point on the Algarve. So there's going to be a little bit of climbing later today. But anyway, let's get to the starting point, and I'll check in with you then. Alrighty, well, welcome to the cathedral at Silves. So this is exactly the point where about a year and a half, year and 8 months ago, I had to end my Via Algarviana trek because of the plandemic. So I've now found myself back at the same place, ready to now tackle the final 123 kilometers. I just popped down to Lidl to just get some supplies. So what you can see there is I've got my beer, which I'm going to enjoy, my Steamboat IPA, which I'm going to enjoy at the top of Picotto, which is the big climb. A couple of chocolate bars there, and I've also got, basically I had that larger water bottle and I've emptied it into 4 smaller water bottles. I've got these holders on my OMM 25 Classic pack, and these are Raidlight, which is actually from 2012 when I did the Marathon des Sables, so they've come in handy one more time, some 11 years later, something like that. All right, so I'm just going to pack that all up, and basically I'm going to head that way, and next target is Monchique, which is about 32 kilometers away. But as I said, I've got to climb Picotta, which is the largest or the highest area here in the Algarve. So I'm going to stop there, and that's where I'm going to enjoy my beer and just take a bit of time out. I don't need to be at the hotel till after like 3 o'clock or something like that. So I've got plenty of time. 32k isn't actually that much. But the following 2 days will be, because I need to pump out about 46k a day to make it to Cabo de São Vicente, right on the Atlantic coast. And then after that, I'm going to Sagres, where I'll be spending a day or so just chilling. But all right, so here we are, Cathedral at Silves, and vamos.
It was finally time to go. However, despite now actually feeling quite good again, it would end up being a relatively short period of grace. I'd expected this shortish 32-kilometre stage to go rather easily, but after just a few hours of walking, I was going to find out that the gods had made other plans for me. Away I have been from the righteous path of light. Let us walk again. Reunion.